Marhaba to all. Today I will discuss how to interpret an electrocardiogram or ECG. The electrocardiogram or ECG is a sheet comprising of large and small squares which records the electrical activity of the heart and is printed at the rate of 26 mm per second. Each small square means zero point zero 0.04 seconds and each large square is zero point 0.20 seconds. There are 5 small squares in one large square. There are 5 things that need to be considered when an ECG is in hand: rate, rhythm, PQRS complex, and T wave. The rate is calculated by dividing 300 by the number of small squares coming between two consecutive R waves. The rhythm is calculated by card method. Mark each R wave on it and see if they are coming at regular intervals. An absent P wave means supraventricular tachycardia, that is rising above the ventricles. Atrial tachycardia and atrial fibrillation comes under it, and the treatment is the same for both of them. A sawtooth pattern of P wave is suggestive of atrial flutter. QRS complex needs to be looked at carefully. Narrow QRS complex points out further towards SVT. If the complex is broad, it suggests ventricular arrhythmias, either ventricular tachycardia or fibrillation. Treatment is the same for both. The T wave is inverted in myocardial infarction and is tall and tented in hyperkalemia. I was never asked to pick up hyper or hypokalemia on an ECG in any of my Viva exams, but it's a very favorite topic for the theory. So I will briefly tell you about it. Hyperkalemia shows peak T wave, flattened P wave, prolonged PR interval, ST depression, and prolonged QRS duration. Hypokalemia, in contrast, is associated with peak P wave, shallow T wave, and ST depression and prominent U wave. For myocardial infarction, ST segment should be considered very carefully. ST segment elevation suggests myocardial infarction and its depression suggests angina. The treatment of all MIs is the same irrespective of any of the valves involved, but don't forget to correlate clinically. Ma salama and take care.